Hello everyone, welcome to Gloomhaven. Did this come out in like 2017 or something? It's not super old, but it's not new either. This is like it's a digital adaptation that is quite good, although of course, not perfect, of a board game that is very large and complicated. I've been wanting to try this out for a while, and a week ago I picked it up and I've been playing it with a friend, and I like it, so... Oh, of course, it's a cooperative board game as well. So I'll be playing, single player here for this YouTube playlist, which I don't imagine will go on too long. It is a very fucking long game. It's like a legacy style thing. This is kind of like, a tabletop game like D&D where they've boiled away all of the role-playing, basically, and you're left with, like, the tactics and character progression. And there's like some story veneer on it there, so you can feel like you're doing some role playing, but like you're not, which is perfect for me. I'm gonna play on hard, and I think it will be hard for me. I've been playing on normal in co-op. We'll just call the team the comment section, shall we? You can adjust the settings whenever you want. The game is, I don't know, it's pretty well set up as like a for a game where like a whole session or a whole campaign takes at least, I think, 40 hours, I don't know. It's pretty well set up for people to drop in and out, and so like you can adjust the difficulty settings. What the heck is this? Oh yeah, right, I want the updated, although I doubt it'll matter in this playthrough. These settings I think are all fine with me. I might enjoy less randomness, which is around here somewhere. I think? Yes, here. But like I'm just gonna leave it alone. So okay, I think it's about to say some story stuff which I've never listened to, so I'll like shut up and let you guys listen to it when it gets there. But it's a D&D style kind of combat thing where you have a party of characters who are going on adventures and fighting monsters and getting stronger and so on.
Welcome to the harsh lands of Gloomhaven, recruit. You think you have what it takes to become a mercenary out there on the edge of the world? We are paid to venture into the darkest forests of the region and to step into ancient crypts with the unmistakable stench of death and rotting flesh. Lovely places to earn a name for yourself. Be ready to face cutthroats, undead, fearsome tribes, and dreadful demons from other realms. You didn't find yourself as a mercenary without knowing how to crack a few skulls, did you?
Okay, so I guess that's the intro. I'm actually going to pause here for a sec because I was looking at the OBS preview and it looked extremely framey. And I want to just make sure that that was just an artifact of the preview and not the actual recording. Okay, so I guess it did actually look pretty bad for you guys. I'm hopeful that the turn-by-turn combat is not so bad. It shouldn't be, really. I don't know exactly why my computer was struggling there. Anyway, so then it tells you all this, like, intro stuff. You need mercenaries. So, right, you're a party. You're not supposed to be, like, 100% fully cooperative, as you might be in Pandemic, let's say. The mercenaries are supposed to be like, okay, yes, we all have the same objectives in a mission, but we're not, a single hive mind brain doing everything together. So they all have their own, like, kind of personal objectives they want to fulfill, and they're not supposed to tell each other, like, I need help with this guy, can you do 3 damage, and so on. So I'm going to play a party of 3 mercenaries here. There are 6 available at the beginning of the game, and you can kind of unlock more by, just adventure. This is a board game, but it's a legacy board game in the style of, like, Pandemic Legacy, but, like, just much more so. Enough that it kind of looks like a whole D&D campaign by the time you're done with it, basically. So I'm going to play with... There's 3 of these characters that I'm fairly familiar with. I've played them a decent amount. And 3 that I'm only passingly familiar with. And so I'm just going to play the 3 I'm only passingly familiar with to get some exposure therapy to them. And Yeah, okay. So we'll play Tinkerer, who is a kind of support character. Has a lot of... Oh no, it still looks fucking horrible. Wait, does it? As soon as I... Something is wrong here. I can make it go smoothly like this. But when I'm actually playing the game, it looks worse. Like, OBS isn't getting enough resources. What is going on here? I can actually debug this a little bit. Okay, I'm out of CPU, I think? No? I'm out of GPU. Ooh, that hasn't happened to me before. I mean, it makes sense. I'm trying to... Okay. Well, let's make some changes here real quick and see if it gets any better. So I'm running this windowed, which I know is more expensive. Let's just switch to full screen and aspect ratios be damned. It looks horrible. One sec. I'll switch it to my real screen resolution. There. And now, of course, that it's in full screen. Wait, what the hell is over here? Okay, just some weird leftover stuff. I don't know. What are we going to call this person? We'll call him Twink. Yeah, very appropriate. Okay, so I actually can't... Since this is now full screen, I can't look at my preview window to see if it's actually rendering okay. So I'm going to have to pause the video in a second and look. But in the meantime, I'm going to assume it's working, because if it's not, I'll probably just never upload this. A helping hand. So we have to choose a personal quest for each mercenary. They each have a goal. This is one of the main ways that you unlock new classes, is if you achieve your personal quest with one of these mercenaries, they retire, and you get someone else who's somehow associated with that quest. Experience 2 other characters achieving their personal quests. Well, that's kind of funny, isn't it? Why not? We're bringing 2 other characters along. It should be fun. Okay, so BRB, I'm going to go check how this turned out. Okay, well... It looks not so bad. I turned the graphics settings down a tiny bit as well to see if that would help, and now the character looks a little bit worse, but fine. So we're gonna make, we're gonna make 3 mercenaries here. We have Twink the Tinkerer, and we need a Cragheart, who's kind of a... If we have a tank, I think this is him. He's kind of flexible. He is a kind of tough guy. He's kind of a melee dude. He kind of does like ranged stuff. I don't really understand him. We're gonna take him. And this is Chunk. What's his personal quest? Kill 20 different monster types? That seems perfectly possible. 6 side scenarios? I don't think side scenarios are super common. But there aren't actually that many different types of monsters. It feels like killing 20 of them might take a while. I'll go for 6 side scenarios. Why not? Okay, and so you can have as few as 2 or as many as 4 mercenaries. As I said, we're going with 3 here. Yeah, I don't need your... Just let me play the game. There's no... Like, the tutorial is like an hour long, and you need it. It is not a tutorial that I'm like, why are you making me sit through this? The whole time I was like, what the hell is happening? But now that I've played the tutorial, like, I don't want handholding in the game, and it's you know, when you start up a new game, it like makes you do that. Anyway, the last character we're going to play is the Mind Thief, and this is the one with which I'm the least familiar. They're like very confusing. They're a kind of subtle damage type of class. I don't know. We're going to take them. What do we have? We have Twink, Chunk. We need another NK, right? Oh, how about Think? That would be really confusing, wouldn't it? How about Blink? I like that. Have 200 gold, that's a lot, or have a bunch of items, that's also a lot. They're basically the same thing, so you have to spend gold on items. I think 200 gold is going to be easier because you can just accumulate... Like, what does 2 head items cost? Like 40 bucks maybe? Maybe 30 if you're lucky. Body items, another like 60. I think this is more money than this is. Because you can just like put all the stuff on and then sell it once you have enough stuff. So we'll say greed is good for the Mind Thief. Seems appropriate. One other reason, by the way, that I'm playing on hard is because, as I mentioned, you're not supposed to be super cooperative with each other. Like, you're supposed to be independent from the other players. And it's sort of hard to do that when there's just one of you. I'm going to try. I'm going to try not to have my characters coordinate super closely. But it's hard to split my mind into 3 pieces, right? So, I think by turning up the scenario difficulty, I'll try to compensate for that. Here's the shop. You start each character with $30, and you kind of do have to buy stuff for them. The Cragheart, I mean, every melee dude wants a helmet, right? So buy a helmet. The shop has limited items. You can't just buy the same thing for everyone, even if there is, like, a best thing, which, I don't know, is there? And let's give him a shield as well. He's the tank. He kind of needs them. Yes, he's now wearing them. I'm doing this, it's telling me to do a city encounter. I'm doing this first because, I don't know, sometimes there could be a city encounter that costs gold, and it's nice to not have any if they try to take it away from you. I believe the Mind Thief could use a poison dagger. And what else can we afford for $10? You know what? He's going to be up in the middle of things. Let's get him the other iron helmet, shall we? And the Tinkerer does not need such things. He does not plan to be in the front lines very much. A piercing bow would be okay, but I don't know. I'm not that much in love with them. I don't know if he needs Boots of Striding either. He has a lot of decent-sized moves. Maybe just a Cloak of Invisibility would be kind of fun. No, I don't know. I like Eagle-Eyed Goggles. He has some big multi-target attacks that would benefit from, you know, a single time, you know. This, getting advantage on an attack is better when you have, like, a gigantic attack. So, we'll just wear the goggles. Okay, so I've done some shopping. We'll talk some about the items and stuff someday, maybe. But there's just so much to happen here. I'm not trying to teach you the rules. Just, like, chill out and come along for the ride, will you? Anyway, after resting for the evening, you start out your day noticing a great number of prominent, commanding posters around the city. Reading one, you learn that the Sanctuary of the Great Oak is laying down the foundation for a new building on the east side of Gloomhaven. Everyone is encouraged to come and help. This could be an important community event. Sure. Why not? City events are, generally speaking, beneficial to you. And, like, if we do this, we'll probably get some money and lose some reputation. If we do this, I don't know, we'll probably get some reputation. Why not? Lost a perk point. You can't hurt me. I don't have any. Gotcha. So great. We got a prosperity. Those are actually pretty hard to come by. I'm happy with that. So reputation's main effect is to influence how expensive stuff is in the shop. But I think it also affects, like, events and so on. And if you get plus 10 or minus 10, you unlock something. I don't know what yet. And prosperity is kind of like the overarching meta progression indicator. Like, that is the thing. One of the main things you are getting is more prosperity. So that's actually quite nice to pick up so easily. We're off to our first quest. We only know about one thing, so we're going to go do the Black Barrow. Yes, I've equipped all their things. I will have to adjust their decks in a minute. Corpsewood, yes. Our objective is to kill all the enemies. And, you know, there's going to be bandits and skeletons. Let's go.
Everyone needs to eat. Whatever your reason for coming to Gloomhaven, out here on the edge of the world, that simple fact is never going to change. A mercenary can't fight on an empty stomach. So when Jexera, a Valrath woman wearing a red cloak and enough gold jewelry to keep you fed for a decade, approaches you in the Sleeping Lion and offers to pay you 10 gold coins to track down a thief and retrieve some stolen goods, well, seems like as good an excuse as any to sober up and start paying off your tab. This thief has taken some important documents, says the red-skinned merchant, her tail whipping about in agitation. I don't care what you do to him. Just bring back what is mine. Based on Jaxera's description, it was easy enough to knock around a few alley thugs and get a location of the thieves' hideout. You don't find yourself as a mercenary way out in Gloomhaven without knowing how to crack a few skulls. So your target is the Black Barrow. Sounds like a lovely place.
And, before we get started here, I bet I actually can, like, fix these black bars, right? If I just crop these, it should be fine? Just give me, like, I'm gonna have to stop the recording again and go fiddle with stuff. But I'm sure these are annoying to look at. They're annoying to me too, but... Anyway, you see a lone wagon off the side of the road up ahead. You approach cautiously. A jovial man with a wide hat waves to you. Ho there, I don't suppose you have any expertise in fixing a broken axle. The road wasn't even that bumpy, and then bam! Just splits in half. I need to have all these goods up north in 2 days, and I am just at a loss about how to get myself out of this pickle. Now, road events, bad stuff can happen to you. Sometimes good stuff happens. I don't really know how the events work exactly. They're like... Sometimes there's a good option that you only... Like, one of these options is sometimes... Sorry, like... We could probably just take some of the guy's money and lose a reputation. That's probably allowed. This, we might get a penalty for of some kind. Like, we'll be weaker for the next combat. But also, we have a tinkerer with us. Maybe we're experts at fixing up axle problems. I don't really know how this works. So I'm just going to try this and see what happens. Yeah. So after an hour or so, we fix it. We've been blessed, so the next combat's going to be easier. And we got a reputation. Cool. And I don't know. If we didn't have the tinkerer, would it have been the same? It's a mystery to me.
A short journey past the new market gate, and you see it jutting out on the edge of the corpse wood, looking like a rat under a rug. Moving closer, you see the mound is formed from a black earth. Its small, overgrown entrance presents a worn set of stone stairs leading down into the darkness.
I don't know exactly what a black earth is, by the way. Is it like... Do they just mean formed from black earth, like black dirt? Or is it an earth is a kind of formation? I don't really understand this.
As you descend, you gratefully notice light emanating from below. Unfortunately, the light is accompanied by the unmistakable stench of death. You contemplate what kind of thieves would make their camp in such a horrid place as you reach the bottom of the steps. Here, you find your answer. A rough group of cutthroats who don't seem to have taken very kindly to your sudden appearance. One in the back matches the description of your quarry.
Okay, so now I'm going to go pause and see what I can do about these black bars. Okay, it was actually easier than I thought to get the black bars gone, so sorry about that for before. Fortunately, you haven't really missed anything important. You were just squinting for no good reason. Take that. So now we have to prep our 3 mercenaries for this specific battle. We know the kinds of enemies we'll be facing, these 3. And also, each mercenary must secretly, so they're not supposed to know about each other. Of course, I can't protect this information for myself. Choose one of 2 battle goals, which is their own personal thing they want to accomplish. This, in addition to the overall goal of defeating all the enemies. This is one way that the board game designers try to discourage complete full cooperation, is to give you divergent goals, which I think is nice. Anyway, so, we could have don't lose too much HP. Should be okay for the Tinkerer. Take only short rests. Probably fine too, but I'll take this one. Cragheart. Loot a bunch of gold or be the first to kill a monster. Well, let's say loot a bunch of gold. Gain a bunch of experience, or have monsters on the map every turn. Let's go for gain a bunch of experience. I'll do my best. Have a monster on screen every turn is kind of hard. And now you have the option to customize your deck. You have a selection of cards. The number differs by character. Cards are kind of your most important resource. You have HP, and like that is a buffer in front of your cards, but if you get hit, well, we'll get more into that later. The point is, not everyone has the same number of cards. The Crag Heart has 11, the Tinkerer has 12, the Mind Thief has 10, and they each have like 3 cards they're not using, which you can build a deck for the specific scenario. If we thought, for example, Withering Claw was going to be very good, we could put it in. Or if it would, good against these enemies, or this objective, or with this team composition. I don't really know what the heck I'm doing with this guy. I'm probably like leaving all of these alone for the moment, but I don't know. Is there anything here that it looks like would be really important? Heaving Swing, you can push the target into... Oh, this is a fun one. I should take that. What can I cut? I have no idea. These all seem good. Backup ammunition, I probably want. I mean, they all seem pretty good. I don't know. Let's say Crushing Grasp isn't that important. And I'll put in a... Where is it? A Heaving Swing. I don't really know what I'm doing. And, I barely know these cards anyway. Part of the point of this is to learn them. So... Proximity Mine is just so hard to activate. I don't really like it very much. Enemies don't... Traps are visible. Characters can just not walk on them. So the only way to get someone to walk onto a trap is to place it and then forcefully move them yourself, which I don't think we have a lot of ways to do we? We have a hook gun, I guess. Okay, maybe I'll stick with that. You can arrange the scenario such that you put it in a doorway and they're like, oh, the only way to get to him is through a trap, so I guess I'm going on the trap. But that's pretty hard. I mean, Reviving Shock is fine. I think Volatile Concoction is actually very good, but I just don't want to have to think about it. Potent Potables. I mean, we're going to be doing some healing. Who knows? I'm just going to leave these other 2 decks alone. I don't know what I'm doing with the Tinkerer or the Mind Thief, or really the Crag Heart, but at least I have some idea. So let's dive in. You can finally see what combat is like. Although, are we gonna... I think hear more narration first?
Take care of these unfortunates, your target says, backing out of the room. You can vaguely make out his silhouette as he retreats down a hallway and through a door to his left. Well, it's not every day we get people stupid enough to hand-deliver their valuables to us, grins one of the larger bandits, unsheathing a rusty blade. We'll be killing you now. Joke's on them. If you had any valuables, you probably wouldn't be down here in the first place.
I like this line. This was the first line that made me chuckle. The writing is fine. It's all, sort of heavy-handed. Everything is life and death all the time. But, whatever. That's what people want in this kind of genre. So, no complaints. The narration is pretty good as well. But as far as I know, it is just the one guy. So we now have to choose for each character exactly 2 cards to play this turn. We can also choose starting locations freely among, you can do whatever you want. What I want is for the Tinkerer to be in back and the Crag Heart to be in front, and I don't really know where the Mind Thief goes. The numbers next to the cards are initiative values. You take the initiative value of the first card that you play, and that determines what your turn order will be this turn. So ideally, we kind of want, I think, relatively slow turn orders to encourage them to come to us. So, I kind of like starting with a massive boulder. Or we could try like a dirt tornado early, maybe? If we could find some, like, dirt tornado is itself a slow card, but if we played a fast card with it, then it could be fast. You have to play the top half of one card and the bottom half of another, which is a thing I still constantly get wrong. So, like, we could dirt tornado to slow all to confuse all these guys so they wouldn't attack as effectively. That would be kind of nice, right? Do we have any bottom half cards that I want to play with that? That are fast, especially? Because if you do it slow, it's not that great. I mean, in this situation, I don't think it would be that great. So the answer is no, we don't really. There's not really anything that I'm keen to do early. So maybe I'll basically just do this. I'll go slowly. And actually, I guess if I go slowly, this ranged attack, it's probably fine. Okay, next up, I want to try not to micro-optimize too much because then I'll, like, take forever. And also, it'll be harder to keep the separation in my mind between the various characters because I'll have thought so hard about what they're all doing. So I don't even know what this guy's cards are. I know he has this concept of an augmentation or something. What is it called? An augment, yeah. So you can like... the top half of a card is usually an attack, and the bottom half is usually like a move or something like that. So you can kind of forego your attack on a turn by playing an augment from the top half to buff all the future attacks until you next play a different augment. Or no, this doesn't forego. This is an attack of size 1, very tiny, but it also applies an augment, so actually it's like kind of fine. And until you play another augment, like it stays permanently around. Okay, that's interesting. So huh. What if I just like said I want to be invisible? And like the thing is then I'm not moving, and so I won't be in range to make this ranged attack here on the bottom half, which I would like to do. Very confusing. I don't know. I should get some kind of augment up, right? Maybe I'll move back here and just move more slowly. Where's one of these damage augments? There was one around here somewhere. There it is. So a slow mind's weakness together with a move of some kind. Move 2 should be enough, so anything works. What card don't I want? I don't know. This one doesn't look that good right now. Actually, it's got experience on it. Don't need that one, let's say. Sure. And the Tinkerer, what are we up to? We have Toxic Bolt to apply poison. That seems nice. I'd rather do it slowly, so I'll have to find a slow card to pair with it. That one's interesting. I mean, I don't know if... Let's play them in the other order. This one first. You know, that might get allies to attack better. Why not? We'll see how it works. So the bandits... Now we know what order the bandits will go in. We didn't know that before. So the enemies are drawing from a deck of initiative... well... They're like monster attack cards. I don't know what they're called. Maybe they're called initiative cards. This shows their initiative... And also, like, each monster type has like base stats. We can see this bandit guard has 6 health, 3 movement, 3 damage, and no range. And they're drawing, like, the card they drew, if this were in cardboard, wouldn't say move 2. It would say move -1, attack +1, and, like, you modify it by these values. And initiative 70. So now we see the Tinkerers going, and then all the bandit guards, and then our guys. So the Tinkerer wanted to apply, so bottom half of this card, all adjacent allies attack for 1 more. And I had hoped that maybe the bandits would have moved by now and I could shoot one of them. But as you can see, they're out of my range, so we're just going to have to, say, skip this attack. And the Cragheart's going to get hit a couple times, but that's sort of what I've decided his job is. So the enemy missed there, very lucky. Every attack has like a damage amount on it. For example, this said they were attacking for 4, right? But every time you attack, player or enemy, you draw a card from like a deck of attack modifiers. There's a 0 in there, which this guy drew, which means your attack just doesn't do any damage. This guy drew a -2, which is the second worst card in the deck. So he's only doing 2 damage, not 4. Very lucky rolls for us, draws. We have a shield, so we can choose if we want to, which of course we do, to reduce the incoming damage by 1. This shield only gets used once per long rest, so it's not like 1 on every attack, but it's 1, a few times per scenario. And then I'll take the damage. So it's now the Mind Thief's turn. What did I do with the Mind Thief? I guess I was playing a move to here. And I'm going to play this, skip movement. Just move that far, thanks. The Mind's weakness. So I believe this augments my attack immediately and then applies an attack, right? So does this do 4? It's at, 4. Because I'm in this aura, yes. Okay, cool. So this is an attack 1, but it's actually doing 4 damage. And I'll go ahead and use my Poison Dagger here, just in case. I might as well poison something this long rest, and this seems as good a target as any, right? No, I don't know. We're doing so much damage because of this aura. Maybe we'll be doing less damage in the future, and I'll want to poison something a bit more. I don't know. What's the Cragheart up to? Yeah, I don't think the poison's going to do much. Let's just stab him. Drew a -2. Wish I had some poison. Oh well. So he wanted to attack 3 here. Range 3. And that's actually doing 4 because of the aura. But then also, allies and enemies adjacent to the target suffer 1 damage. So these guys will also be damaged as a result. A -1. There are pluses in the deck. Just as many pluses as minuses. So a bit surprising that we've completely missed them all. And then with his bottom half action, he'll just heal up. And that's a round. Oh yes, his action created an earth element. So there are elements over here. After a player who created it ends their turn, the element is there for the rest of the round and the entirety of the next round. So you can't make an element and then immediately use it for yourself, but you can make an element and then a party member can use it immediately, or you can use it next round. Or so can a party member, of course. Okay, so it's been kind of a quiet first round, huh? A lot of missing going on. What will the Cragheart do? Some of these cards, by the way, have this little burn icon in the bottom right. In cardboard, this is called loss, not burn. There's a distinction. Burning is something else, but it's very closely related, so it doesn't really matter. Excuse me. I noticed the 2 cards I played last turn are discarded. I can't play them right now until I rest. The only way you ever... Well, no, there are scenario-specific defeat conditions, but the generic defeat condition is to run out of cards. You're playing 2 cards a turn, so you would run out pretty fast, but when you rest, you get to pick back up most of your discard pile. Every time you rest, you must throw away, i.e. burn, 1 of the cards from your discard pile. And so you can play most of your deck, and then a little bit less of your deck, and then a little bit less of that, and so on. So these cards that have a burn icons, if you play this, they're very powerful, generally speaking, but the card is burned instead of discarded. You never get it back. So you try to avoid spending these earlier, because this is basically spending your own health, your time, This card actually is an interesting example, because the top and bottom half are both burn. How do you play this card without burning it? If you can't play without burning it, shouldn't you just burn it? Well, no. Any card can be played for either 2 attack or 2 move. At the top half 2 attack, bottom half 2 move. And in that case, you don't burn. So this card is something that we can sneak in a poke or a scoot here or there, and then later burn it for some value, or a big swing. If we burn it right away, we miss the value. Could be right anyway, but it's something we'd like to avoid if possible. It seems kind of fun to move 2 here and damage all these guys, but I'm not sure how the Cragheart's going to deal with 1,000 people attacking him, right? Maybe this is the time to use Opposing Strike? I don't know. Sure. Like I said, try not to think too hard about it. Maybe I shouldn't have set the difficulty to hard. We'll see. Meanwhile, you are capable of attacking pretty hard. If we could get to this guy, we could probably kill him. And I assume we have some moves in here somewhere. Not really, huh? Here's a move 4. A move 4 that jumps. Wow, that's really a powerful move. And it muddles? That's incredible. Okay. Well, I'd like to pair that with a pretty fast attack then. So I'll just play it with Empathetic Assault, I guess. But I'll play the Empathetic Assault first, so my initiative is low. And I plan to play this just for attack 2. I don't want to get the burn effect yet. Last up, the Tinkerer. Going fast also seems appropriate here. What do we have? There's some this affects multiple enemies. It sure would be nice to shoot it here. Of course, it's burn. So we'd sort of rather not. How about a stun? That's not bad. Stun one of the guys who's bothering the Cragheart. Flamethrower. So this is an example of consuming an element. If there were fire lying around... no, wait. This produces fire. I see. But this is a burn effect, so we probably don't want it. Is there something good I can do on the bottom half somewhere? I could heal, but all my characters are currently unharmed. I'd like to save the heal for when it would do more. I could put out this aura as well, except everyone's about to move anyway. Well, I mean, I shouldn't assume that. I'm not allowed to know that, right? So, I don't know. Let's just, Proximity Mine, see if moving again is convenient. Okay, so this time we're all going before all of them. And we know, by the way, what they're going to do. They're going to move 2, and they're going to attack 3, but they'll do it at range 2. So they won't do it to adjacent enemies. I mean, they can, but... ranged attacks don't like to be adjacent to you, so if they're next to you, they'll try to back up. And all of these rules are codified in like how enemies move, because this is a cardboard game, believe it or not. You can actually play this in cardboard, and like, you know, there are rules about how to make the AI move in a way that's sort of reasonable. Anyway, so we wanted to take this move. It's a move 4, and it has jump, which means you can pass through things. So I'm going to go like that. Jump through all these enemies and muddle them, which means their attacks will be with disadvantage. Oh no, that doesn't work. I'm so stupid. Well, I still wanted this big move anyway. Right, this says muddle them if you end in the same square you started from. Right. So I could have moved like boom, 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 like back to here and muddled these two. But I wanted to kill this guy, and the jump was a good way to get there, I think. Oh well. If it wasn't, that's life. And then we were just going to use this for the normal attack too. Why is it 4? Oh, because it's right. Where is it? The card we played before was adding a buff of 2 and was attacking 1, so we attacked for 3. Actually 4 because of the Tinkerer's buff as well, but now the normal attack size of attack 2 is still being buffed by 2, so this is an attack for 4, which is likely to kill. So let's go for that. Yep, got him. Now, what was the Tinkerer up to? Not all that much. We were just going to stun somebody. Let's say you. You're closer to one of our squishy characters, I guess. I don't think I want to use the goggles here. Punished, but you know, we got the stun in. So stun means he has to skip his next turn. He can't do anything at all. And for that reason, I'd sort of like, oh, actually, you know what? Let me just go grab this gold. Every time an enemy dies, they drop some gold. And, sure, I'll take some hits for the Mind Thief. Why not? And Craghart's plan was to move 2 up to here. Yep, those targets. And then make this attack. By the way, I've forgotten everybody's combat goals completely. I should pay attention to those in principle, right? You want to keep your HP high. Whoops. You want to gain little experience. No, you want to gain a lot of experience. Okay, good. That's sort of what I'm doing. And you want to loot gold piles. Okay. Well, anyway, let's see if this kills. Good. Good enough. So, I mean, there's only 3 of them attacking the Craghart. That's not so bad. Given that at the start of this turn there were 6 of them, we're doing fairly well, I would say. That is an unreasonably high roll. I don't like this. I mean, I don't know. I guess they rolled low earlier. Oh, they still suck. That's very good to see. Okay, so he's in some trouble here. Soon you may have to see what, you know, you saw, I guess. I can choose to take the damage as HP, or you can negate any one source of damage by burning a card from hand or 2 cards from your discard. You try to avoid doing that, since that's your real clock on actually getting through the mission scenario. So, don't I have an attack 3 there, yeah, but that's burn. What can I do here? I mean, summoning a Plague Rat is kind of funny, but I don't really see it being that great. Yeah, I don't have any top halves that are that exciting. Like, the Augment's the cool thing, and that's up now. Now just all my attacks are pretty good. have to, like, get near the enemies so that I can do them. Okay, well, let's take another fast action, I guess. And say I don't need this, really. And I'll just try and stab this guy, and hopefully with the goggles I can get a kill in. What about you? You're in a sad place. We should like make obstacles. Isn't that a thing this guy likes to do? Yeah. Doesn't actually look that appealing right at the moment. Do we have heals? I know we have some heals. Did we like play them as a something else card? I guess we must have. Where did I used one on myself, I remember. I guess this was another. Okay, we have 2 heals and I've used one and played the other as something else. Oh, there's Earth sitting around. Right. I should pay attention to that. So, like, for example, this is actually kind of an incredible attack right now. Attack 3 on all of them. I think that's worth a burn, don't you? And then... like... I don't know. Maybe go get some gold? Oh, or make it attack 4? Yeah, that's incredible, right? Actually, wait, do these count as ranged attacks? I don't think they do. I can make some obstacles. Sure. If the enemies are not moving very efficiently, that might be a way to stop them from poking me, if the ones who live. And what are you doing? You should really heal the Cragheart. Quickly would be nice. You know what? We can afford to burn a card to get some heals in. I mean, this actually gets heals in pretty well as well and doesn't have to burn. It heals less, but it heals about as much. And here's good news. I have forgotten a little bit about what the Mind Thief is doing. So I'm already suffering from the uncertainty I wanted to curse myself with. Because I was thinking, like, would it make sense to use Netshooter's bottom half to immobilize this guy? You know, not if the Mind Thief can kill him, but, like, probably he can't, right? I know the Mind Thief's attack 4 is planned, sure, but I also, like, maybe he could do something else. And I wouldn't know, if I were playing with another player, how confident the Mind Thief is of killing this guy. And I think Netshooter is a pretty reasonable play here. So once again, I'm going fast as I can. This is definitely not always a thing to do. No, I don't even know if it's the thing to do in this combat. But so far, being fast on most of the characters has seemed nice. I guess I tried to go slow on the first 2 in the first combat, and that worked out. Or the first turn? I don't know. Anyway, how do we do? We did indeed get above all of them. They're moving quite far and attacking, so we won't really be able to stop them reaching us with obstacles, but we could stop them with killing them. So this, what did I want to do? I think I was playing the... I don't know. What is this shit? I think I was just moving up to this guy and poking him, basically? And I'm ruining the Tinkerer's gold collection quest, but I don't know about that, so... Oh, he doesn't have goggles. He has a dagger. Oh, well. So I used up the dagger to poison him. Was this useful? Probably not. But just in case the cry cart rolls a -2, now we're kind of covered. So, where is this card I wanted? It is here. So we're burning Unstable Upheaval by consuming, remember there's an earth element sitting over here. I'm going to consume it, and that increases its range and gives us a little more experience. So it attacks every enemy within range 2, instead of just the adjacent enemies. Pretty good. Now, we do have to damage our ally, because it says here, target all enemies. You know, the Mind Thief could have not grabbed the gold. He could have been less greedy. Wait, but for 2? Oh, it does say 2. I thought it was only 1. He could have been less greedy, or, you know, maybe... I don't even know... Are you supposed to know about the other players' cards once they've played them and they're flipped face up? I don't know. It seems like you should be allowed to organize that, but I don't know. So I could make some obstacles here, but... I mean, these guys are attacking for enough that the cry cart would be in kind of sad shape. So I'm just going to back off. Oops. Back off. To here, I guess. That seems fine. And the enemies will attack whoever is closest to them. So I believe that's the Mind Thief for both of these enemies. These two are equidistant. Well, here it's clearly closer. These two, for this guy, these two are equidistant, in which case they'll prefer the person first in initiative order, which is the Mind Thief. I mean, I was planning a heal, and that sort of seems okay still, but, like, I think it would probably be better to just get a little burn and kill these guys. Let's use the goggles to make sure we don't miss, and then we're going to be just fine, right? The Tinkerer has plenty of cards. Let's use some to make sure we don't get ganked. And let me just grab this gold and heal up the Mind Thief while we're at it. You have to end your turn on gold to pick it up, or else play a loot card that can pick it up kind of from nearby. Okay, I mean, the cry card took more damage than I would have liked for the first combat, for sure. But we probably want to rest before we get through this first door anyway. Which means we have some time to play some heals. Just like, there's no time pressure in stuff that's going on back here. Nothing back here exists yet. So the time pressure is like how fast you're going through your deck. Once we've taken out all the enemies in an area, we're free to go through our deck at whatever pace we like. And I'd like to walk into the next room with all my items refreshed and most of my cards in hand. So I plan to do some resting. Which means all the cards up until our next rest, we're kind of free to play around with to get into a better position by healing or picking up gold or what have you. So do I have any good... Yeah, like this is a nice heal I'd like to use. I'd also like to move 4 so the Tinkerer can get the gold before everyone else. She's going to greedily try to pick it up. Or he, I don't know. You? I mean... I could summon a Plague Rat. Might be useful. I don't know. Everyone else has burned a card. Why don't you? Answer, because you're the one with the fewest cards to start with, right? So it would be nice to hang on to about as many as everyone else has. Anything we do want to do here? Also, how are you doing on experience? 1 out of 13, and we're a third of the way through the scenario, so... Looking rough, but we knew that when we picked it. They were both kind of tough. Here's a move 4. I mean, do you have any heals or anything? No. There's an augment you can get to heal yourself, but I like the one I have, I think. We don't need the heals that badly. Although, actually, maybe we kind of do. Maybe we should start tanking and bring an augment that heals to make that, like, make sense? I don't know. The really greedy play for the Mind Thief, which actually I think, if we're being honest, is what the Mind Thief would play, not knowing the Tinkerer has a special goal of collecting extra gold. The gold is not shared, right? The players do fight over it. It's a side objective that is there to keep players from being too open with each other. But in particular, the Tinkerer has also a hidden objective to collect a lot of gold, even more than the fact that characters, generally speaking, do want gold. No. Who wants all the gold? It's the Cragheart. I see. So... oh well. Anyway, I think the Mind Thief, any human player would be playing into the night here to pick up all this gold. And like Submissive Affliction or something. And I believe we have no heals left, right? Yeah. But, you know, we could put on backup ammunition to be ready for the next room. Seems fine. And I don't know. Can we get back there for some gold? We could try, but we're very slow. Even if I play this card first. The Cragheart just does not have a lot of fast cards. So, the Mind Thief moves 2 and loots 1. So to loot 1 is to, within a radius of 1 around you, pick up all the loot. He also creates a dark element, which I don't think anyone on this team can use. Yeah, maybe he has a card that I didn't bring with him that uses dark, but none of the cards he has use dark. And I guess we'll stand here. Why not? Not that it's a big deal. I don't really have any other renewable heals, right? Oh, I do. Okay, cool. So let's play those. And now I guess I could summon a Plague Rat if I wanted, but I don't think they're especially great. Are they? They're so slow. They move 1. It's really hard, I think, to maneuver them into place. And you, I don't know. It hardly matters. Yeah, just play any 2 cards, I guess. I mean, I could make a Plague Rat. I guess I was going to do that. Maybe I should have stopped here and put it in front of me. I don't know. I don't think I want to burn the card. So here, we're just going to skip everything. Skip attack. Skip move and turn. Heal. This is a heal 5, but it's burn. I don't think we're in such dire straits right now. Because everyone is just going to take a nice, long rest. This is the kind of thing you totally could communicate with other players, right? It's very easy to say, let's just, try to sync up on a rest here. You don't have to be very detailed about how you're going to plan out your turns. The Tinkerer could go on a little bit more without resting. But it's nice to have all the players in sync in terms of how many cards they have, like, in terms of all being ready to go in at the same time. We don't want the other 2 to go in and then the Tinkerer has to rest. You could take a short rest, which doesn't take up a whole turn, but it doesn't it's less powerful. It doesn't refresh your items, so we wouldn't get the goggles back. And it doesn't give you as much choice about which card to not keep. So, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, Opposing Strike was surprisingly good. I remember roughly what's through this door. Don't know if I should let that bias me or not. I don't know. I really want to make some obstacles, and I didn't quite do it. Because I only have like one card that does that, right? Where is it? It's around here somewhere. There it is, Avalanche. That would be fun, wouldn't it? I don't know. Let's throw out... Earth and Clod has heal on it. Probably shouldn't do that. A rock tunnel. Mind Thief. We could, by the way, have discarded the Mind's Weakness to get it back into the shuffle and be allowed to play more cards next round, but, you know, then one of the cards would be the Mind's Weakness, and I kind of like that attack 3 still, I think. Let's... I think Submissive Affliction is not going to work out very well. For some reason. I don't have specific reasons. It just seems like it might be true. And the Tinkerer, I don't know. He needs... I think it's he. Hard to say. Should probably keep heals. Should certainly keep Stun Shot. Enhancement Field? I think with the Mind Thief, Proximity Mine stands a pretty good... although didn't I just burn the card that would make it easy to make enemies walk into... No. So there's some hope we can get them to walk into traps. Oh, did I choose burn a different card? I guess I did. I mean, this one's not bad. The cards are all not bad. But you have to throw away something. And it can't be one of the cards in your hand. It has to be from your discard. Okay, so we're ready to go in. And this is our first time opening up a room. There'll be enemies in there, and they'll have an initiative order. We don't know what it is yet. But, like, you might say, oh, you know, why don't we go in really late on, like, initiative, what's the cry card? Slowest, 87, right? Then the enemies in that room probably will have already acted, and they won't act this turn. That's not how it works. When you open the door, you finish that character's turn, and then any enemies who should have already acted get to act next. So, like, if you go in slowly, whoever goes in is going to get pummeled somehow or other, probably. I mean, this move to make everyone suffer damage seems like it could do something, right? If I get to here, probably there'll be some enemies nearby. And, what do I want my top half to be? Massive boulder? That looks fun. How did I not play that last round? Or last cycle through. And I had this thought of, like, why don't I just scurry into the night as a way to open the door, actually? Make the enemies come to us? Maybe the Cragheart doesn't want to be so fast in that case. Well, but I don't know that. I still think we should heal the Cragheart up a bit. There's not that much more exciting to do. But I'd like to do it with a bottom half card, so that the top half I can use a stun gun or a toxic bolt. Toxic bolt seems good. Where's my bottom half heal? I know it's around here somewhere. There it is. So I'll play Harmless Contraption, but I'll play Harmless Contraption first so I get to go slow. I can wait until the door has been opened and then shoot at whoever's on the other side. The Mind Thief is going to scurry, move 3. Okay, there's just like this one dude. An elite bandit guard. So we can see what he's doing before we finish our plan. Move 2, attack 4. Okay, so it would be nice not to be in range of that. I'm going to stop here. Because now in order to get to this space, he would have to move 3, which he's not allowed to do. He can, of course, just attack the Mind Thief, but we're going to become invisible in a second, so he won't be allowed to. This is why Scurry was a nice card to pick, because it's a top half card that includes move. So you can sneak something like Into the Night in as your bottom half. So skip the rest of my movement and attack. Absolutely poison this chump. Whew! Drew a ×2 out of the deck. Normally there's only one ×2 in the deck. We can look, in fact, at what these look like. Because we've got blessed on the way here, we started with 3 extra ×2s in the deck that disappear when you draw them. Or is it 3? Maybe it's just 1. I don't understand. I guess it's just 1. Okay. Somehow I got the idea that like Cursing and Blessing came in 3s, but I guess not. So we drew our extra ×2. I think our only extra. So it hit him for a bunch, and he's poisoned. Isn't that nice? And now I'm going to be invisible. So enemies don't even know that I'm here. They're not allowed to interact with me. If they want to, when they're choosing how to move, they will consider this square to be an obstacle, something they have to walk around. Anything they do that targets can't target this square. There are ways they could accidentally do damage, like if they say damage all adjacent enemies, but like it's not an attack, that would still damage. But generally speaking, you're very safe while invisible. How about these guys? What are they doing? There's an archer in the back here. Yeah, the archers are attacking and not moving, and they don't have the range to get to us. The bandit guard elite is... oh, right, is this guy. Nope. Yep, this guy. So he's going to move 2 and then attack. Okay. I mean, obviously I was just ending the turn there, but I was trying to figure out like what else is happening. I feel a little bit bad about this, but I guess I'm going to go hurt the Mind Thief a bit to get this attack in. I thought I might be moving in and doing something, but turns out just hanging back is a good way to do things, and the Mind Thief is going to take some damage. Wow, he drew his ×2 as well. Yeah, take 1. Well, I'll do a move 2 that doesn't cause anyone to suffer damage, thanks. These guys have 4 range. This guy has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no way they're going to reach if I step forward more. I probably shouldn't have played 2 cards that generate Earth on the same turn. That sort of wastes the effect. Should have tried to spread it out more so I could consume Earth more often. Oh well. And I had this idea of like attacking whoever's out here. Joke's on me. They didn't need to be attacked. So I guess I'll just hang back, and once again the Toxic Bolt goes to waste. And it's a new round. So there's these traps here. It would be nice to get enemies to walk into them for one reason or another. Or somehow or other, I guess I should say. We want the Mind Thief to go slowly, to go late, for 2 reasons. 1, we don't want to charge halfway towards a group of archers, right? Even if you don't know the game's mechanics in general, that sounds like an unwise plan. The other is, your invisibility lasts until the end of your next action. So, the action on which we were invisible, like, fine, we're still invisible. Now, at the end of this turn, we'll no longer be invisible. So we want our turn to be as late as possible. We have a move 4, actually, which looks really nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. If the archers move at all, we'll be able to attack them. What else do I want to do? I have a push, but archers are very unlikely to move 3, which is how close they would have to be for me to be able to push them into... I think it's impossible, in fact, right? Oh no, their base move is 3? Oh, okay. I mean, that could happen. And I don't really have any way to attack them, right? Except for, like if I wanted to burn Empathetic Assault, which I don't especially. Well, no, they're going to have moved. Yeah, okay. So let's actually just like play a boring old attack of some kind, I think. And maybe let's switch to feedback loop, start shielding up instead of doing more damage. I'm going to be in the midst of a bunch of archers. How about the Cragheart? He wants to pick up some of this gold if he can. And there is some earth lying around. That's important to know. He can't get that close to the enemies, but being able to Dirt Tornado them would certainly be an accomplishment. So maybe... Maybe we take Heavy Swing, Dirt Tornado, but not in that order. Again, we want to move slowly, I think. The idea being... Probably we're going to walk onto the gold and then Dirt Tornado them. But maybe there's some universe where we use Heaving Swing to buff our attack instead. What's Tinkerer doing? What looks good? Maybe a move and a stun? How much damage are these traps? 4. My goodness. It's quite a lot. Oh, yeah. Hook Gun is really good right now, yeah? Let's pair that with, like, Ink Bomb to make sure I can get in range. We should be able to get one of them to step on a trap here, unless they roll no moves again. Okay, they moved plenty. Wow! Move 3, attack at range +1, and immobilize. So the Cragheart's getting shot by all 3 of them, I think, and being immobilized. So he's not taking a ton of damage, but he's not going to be allowed to move. So it's a good thing we played a bottom half card that does something other than move. Okay, what's the Tinkerer doing? I already forgot. I mean, we could Ink Bomb. It would be kind of fun, but... Of course, every greedy player wants to grab a gold. However, in this instance, I think that's not what the Tinkerer wants to do. They want to move here so that this Hook Gun can reach an enemy. And, you know, that would also apply here, but then a pull wouldn't get them on a trap. Here, this is, like, very likely a kill. Or, well, somewhat likely anyway. And, oh, actually, it should trigger both traps and be a guaranteed kill? That's kind of nice. I don't need the goggles, because they're dying just from traps, right? Okay, well, now I can leave one of the traps up if I want to. Right? I could disarm a trap by making them like go through both, but I think I'd like to leave this one up and see if I can trick one of the other guys into walking into it. Good Hook Gun. Now the Cragheart can't move, and he can't reach anything, so great. I forgot what I played bottom half here. I thought I had played a heal as my bottom half. It turns out I did not do that. Okay, well, I guess we'll skip movement and skip attack. Very sad. But the Mind Thief gets their move 4. And I mean, I don't really know exactly what I'm supposed to do, but we wanted to do this, I think. So notice that did much less damage because I was switching to shield mode, I think. Oh yes, confirm targets, myself. I don't need the shields this turn, but I want to have them next turn, is the idea. I suppose I could short rest and pick back up the hook gun. That would be kind of cute. But it doesn't seem very good. Where's my stun shot? That's a nice one to have. Range 3? So we should move forward a little bit to use that. Let's do it like that. I mean... Ooh, Fearsome Blade, if I could get behind you, would be quite nice. Do I have a big move? I don't. Ah, but this pushes. And then I could use the bottom half, or the bottom half of Perverse Edge is actually a really strong attack. Quite unusual for a bottom card. So I'm going to attack this guy, push him away, and then attack him again, stunning, is the idea. What about you? Are you finally going to get to do anything? Answer, probably not. I mean, does he even have any moves that are any good? Without burning? Not really. So I guess I'll just chuck an Earthen Clod at somebody and lumber on over to this gold. So here's this cute plan for the Mind Thief. I attack you, gaining shield. Oh, what are the enemies doing? That's sort of important to know. Attacking for 4 and 3, and they'll certainly target the Mind Thief, no question there. Actually, let's push you there. A little easier to get you back into the trap. Oh, this is only range 2. Whoops. What is this? Skip. Oh, yeah, myself. I was thinking I could hit them with this. Okay, so that's a little tricky. That's why I think that's why they made this only range 2, is so you can't do this combo. All right, I'll attack this guy then. Adjacent to me, so I get disadvantage. Means I have to draw 2 modifier cards and take the worst one. This is what bad thing happens if you use ranged attacks in close range. But, you know, at least I get the stun in, right? Even if you roll a 0, you still get the other effects. It's just the damage was missed. Why did I take these cards? I don't know. I think I just wanted to move and stun. But actually, the way it turned out, I'm not stunning anybody, so I guess I might as well heal the Cragheart. And go pick up some gold. Attacking for 4? That's a little unpleasant. But you have a shield, you'll be fine. Oh, augments are only on your melee attacks, so I didn't get a second shield. I sort of thought I was going to. Okay. So I don't know, this shield thing, I don't think it's really worked out all that well. Crag cart's up to 2 out of 5 gold. Good job, buddy. And there's no earth lying around, so he can't make this more effective. But he rolled a +1 at least, so that's something. I'm happy with that. Sure, I guess I'll do the Tinkerer first. I guess this trap is a pipe dream. It's just never going to happen. Sadly. Tinkerer is kind of out of good ideas, huh? I guess I can apply a heal to somebody, maybe? This is the one that's like got a larger range, but I didn't use that. So Parasitic Influence, I could use, you know, to switch to start healing instead of blocking, which, given that I'm at 3, seems fine. I don't even need to know what these cards do. I don't want to rest. I'll just play them and figure it out later. Move 2. Attack. And they're going to make some traps. Okay. So we can actually pull them into those traps that they're placing, I guess. If we don't kill them immediately, which we probably won't. Actually, I feel like I should just shield up here. Just use this for the damage. That's 1 more damage, and it gives me a shield here instead of a heal, which seems about as good. Maybe better, because I'm getting attacked probably twice. Yeah, certainly twice. That trap will be your undoing, my friend. I am a little tempted to put the proximity mine here and then hook gun this guy into two traps. The 2 traps aren't necessary, it's just like it would clear this one up and give me the experience for them stepping into one of my other traps. But I'll just save cards. Did I heal the Crag card? I guess I did. He was at full health. He's just been damaged so much. I don't know. Maybe I should have gone up there and healed the Mind Thief, huh? Oh well. You can choose to restart the round, which you can definitely use to cheat by like knowing their initiatives and stuff. You know, but of course at cardboard you can flip the table over. You can do anything. So I don't know. This game doesn't let you do a lot of stuff that you could, I think, reasonably do in cardboard. What am I doing? This is range 3, so I have to move to reach them. Okay. No gold I can pick up along the way. Okay, who still has cards? Only the Tinkerer. Guess whose job it is to deal with this guy. Everyone else, another long rest, please. I mean, I guess I could flamethrower him. That would be kind of funny. I have so many cards. Let's just make sure we get the kill here and also the experience. Sure, I'll use advantage. No missing, please. We're about to long rest anyway. Although, actually, maybe the Tinker is probably short resting, so she can be on phase with these people. I don't know. They're not in a huge hurry to go in, I don't think. Some retaliate would actually be really nice. Because we were told we would be facing skeletons in this quest, remember, and we haven't seen any. I happen to know they're in the next room, but also you could tell that if you'd been paying attention. Maybe I don't. Oh, there are obstacles in this room, aren't there? I think so. So maybe Heavy Swing will finally do something. I'm just going to give up on this avalanche. Let's get rid of a... I don't know. There's no way we're getting 13 experience. Perverse Edge looks really good. Where's the card? Oh, it's in play. I see. I can't burn that because I already have it. Let's get rid of Parasitic Influence. Who needs to heal, right? Or force monsters to move. So I do think the Tinkerer still sort of wants to long rest, since I blew the goggles foolishly. The Cragheart wants to collect the gold, but I don't think he's going to get his wish. Where's my big move? Gnawing Horde, and play some random card with it that I don't want in the future. Like... Fearsome Blade? The Mind's Weakness? I don't know. I think the Cragheart's just gonna kind of chill where he is. Maybe... Can he make some... No, I threw those away. This was my chance to make some obstacles. Oh well. Oh yeah, he wanted to apply this buff. That's right. And maybe give up on the Rumbling Advance? So now the next 6 times an enemy attacks the Cragheart in melee range, they'll take 2 damage. And every, as that happens, we'll get experience on occasion. Oh, I guess I could put on the Mind's Weakness to have some pretty big attacks. Why not? The shielding is okay, but I'm planning to be invisible. Oh, I can't do it because there's no one to attack. I see. And you can lose... I don't know. I should have used Ether a while ago. It's a really strong effect. Give someone back all their discarded cards, can save them like an entire rest, which gives them like, if they have 10 cards, you're giving them like 5 extra turns, basically. But you're costing yourself a lot of turns by burning a card early, so you have to be careful with I don't know. Let's forget this harmless contraption. We seem to be doing okay on health now. I think once again we're going to open with Scurrying into the Night. Kind of like that combo. But notice we're way, way down on cards compared to where we were before. You know, it's you get less powerful as you go through the scenario. Your guys get more tired, closer to exhaustion, which is the effect they get when they die, when they run out of cards. They're exhausted. What did I want to do? I wanted to, like, massive boulder for sure. And this seems fine. Actually, I say for sure. Yeah, because then I could, like, dirt tornado, right? So on the next turn, I could dirt tornado. So maybe just, like, play this for move? Actually, this would be a nice one to burn, wouldn't it? Next turn? I don't know. Earthen Clod sucks. Get out of here. You have a loot card in here somewhere, don't you? You could pick up all this gold. That would be kind of funny. Is there anything else you could do usefully? Like, not much. Yeah, we have plenty of cards left. Let's just spend one on picking up the loot. And then someone probably will have been damaged, so let's heal them.
Kicking through the door, you find yourself face to face with the reason these bandits chose this particular hole to nest in. And nothing more to do but lay them to
Oops,
rest,
clicked through too soon.
along with the remainder of this troublesome rabble.
So, we have a cute trick here, if we want to use it. And there are obstacles here, that's what I thought. If we stand here and become invisible, they won't be able to move forward. Will that be good for us or bad? Oh, I think that will be good. I do not want them coming forward. They have move 4, attack 3, target 3. So they can attack 3 different people for 4 each if they can get to us. Whereas if I'm standing here, they can't do shit. How about these archers? Attack 4, range 6. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can reach these tiles, or this one can anyway. Yeah, this seems great. Let's block this door so that this is a really strong turn for them, and I'd like to disrupt it as much as possible. Yeah, right. I was thinking, oh, they can shoot this far, which means I can't come in. But they're all acting before the Cragheart and the Tinkerer. So in fact, this single invisibility trick stopped these two from advancing and doing a bunch of damage. And, you know, these two were otherwise going to turn the Mind Thief into a pincushion, but we just sort of neatly sidestepped all of that. I guess I'm still greedy enough to do this. Why not? I don't think anyone needs this heal, do they? The Mind Thief does, but I can't reach. I could have moved instead of grabbing the gold, then healed the Mind Thief, but I didn't. So we wanted this, right? Well, sadly, the Mind Thief is suffering damage from this same attack as we did in the first room, I believe. But it's only one. We've made some earth, and we're gonna have a fun time with that earth this turn. Let's plan this first. So we want, we want a dirt tornado and crater, I think. Except I kind of want to go pretty fast. And these are slow cards. It's not like this is much faster. Let's just play these and see if I can succeed at using either of these usefully. This doesn't hurt enemy or allies you move through, right? No. So if I could just stand, if I can, oh, but I can't. I have to move very quickly. I don't have any slow cards left. So I can't really stay invisible for this, huh? That's annoying. Well, I guess we're going to burn up a couple cards. This should be fun. So we'll disarm probably one of the archers and punch one of the skeletons and see how that goes. Tinkerer, meanwhile, has some kind of big attack in here somewhere. Is it just the ink bomb? I guess so. Do we have a good move to go with it? We have a couple. Let's take this one. Okay, so they're all going, as you might expect, in between the Mind Thief and the Cragheart, which is sad. So what are you doing? Move 5. That's so much. Okay. Well, I'll see what I can do. As long as I'm standing here, these skeletons can't do that much. They'll just kill the... which is not great, but... Oh, these guys are moving a lot and barely attacking, huh? What can I do about that? Because I would like to get a little bit out of harm's way here. But I'd also like to just still be standing here so that... The Mind Thief's a little bit dead right now. Assuming I play the 2 burn cards like I planned. What if I went for a heal instead? Doesn't do that much. Well, let's go for this disarm, I guess. Well, okay, no. Let's take this attack first. No move. Stay here. Stab the big old skeleton, I think. We might very well get a kill here. Not quite. Unlucky. I mean, no one's attacking for that much, right? It's like 2 and 2 and 1 and 2. So the Mind Thief could live, especially if we disarm this guy, right? So disarm means they can take their turn, but they're not allowed to attack. So they can still move. I'll take 1. I can't afford to take 3, so I'm going to burn a card from my hand. Perverse Edge. Yep. And this should be okay. Yeah, they rolled a ×2, but we're wearing a helmet whose effect is when the enemy rolls a ×2, instead they just get a +0. So I'll take 1. And the Mind Thief is fine. Had to burn a card, but that's what they're for. Did I somehow not play a move that is any good? I thought I would have played... I wanted to... Well, Ink Bomb has a pretty good range, I guess. I wanted to get closer and then Ink Bomb them, but I somehow didn't arrange that. Wow, that seems excessive. So, a cooperative Cragheart was planning to do something like, you know, charge in here, make all these guys suffer a bunch of damage, and also dirt tornado them. But that was sort of... there are numerous reasons that didn't actually work. So what this Cragheart's going to do instead is try to grab some gold while he still can. Is that the first jump we've seen actually go through something? I don't know. Oh wait, no, I don't want to consume this here. So this is just attacking adjacent guys. Skip. And then we'll Dirt Tornado, and consuming the Earth seems fine. We're not in any danger of accidentally winning the game yet. You don't get all the loot on the ground when you win. You do have to, like, delay killing the enemies if you want to finish looting. Which we do want. I mean, getting all this gold, not so much. But the Cragheart, you know, everybody wants to loot gold if they can. The Cragheart even more so than usual. But we do need to make progress on these guys. So they're muddled, which means they'll have disadvantage on their next attack. Very nice. Toxic Bolt would be very desirable here. And maybe... what's the range on that? 3? 1, 2, 3. So I need like a move 4. I have one of those. Let's use this. And you can short rest. So when you short rest, you don't get your items back, you don't get 2 health, and you don't get to pick which card you're burning. It says it draws one at random, and if you really hate to burn that one, you can spend 1 life to draw a different card, but you're stuck with that. The advantage is it doesn't cost you a turn either. I mean, that's fine. I still kind of love Into the Night and Scurry. Like, what a nice combo. Oh my god, he has a loot too. Okay. I know what he's doing next turn. Sorry, Cragheart, you're not getting all this gold. So, I guess a long rest is sort of reasonable, but also sort of greedy. Yeah, whatever. They're going to be shooting him, so he'll appreciate the heal. I kind of want to be here for the big loot, right? Meanwhile, the Tinkerer is actually going to try and take things a little bit seriously. Kill this thing before it can attack, or get some poison on this guy. This attack is only for 1. I want to get some poison on to make sure we can finish the fight. So this game has poison and wound, and they're exactly the opposite of what you would think they are. Like, not the opposite in that they're beneficial, but like, if you could guess which effect is poison and which is wound, you would guess wrong. Poison causes all attacks against you to be increased by 1. And wound causes you to take 1 damage every turn. I know, right? What the heck is that? I don't know, it doesn't really matter, right? None of this is loot, so And the Cragheart, I mean, he's almost at his goal. He could get there, maybe. He's going to have to be careful with the Mind Thief sneakily grabbing all the loot. Let's take that turn first. Nope, I don't want to burn that. That's my big loot card. So this is the Mind Thief's last turn. Because they won't have 2 more cards to play. Oh, that's not true. We can discard the Mind's Weakness to get another turn. I want to pick up a gold, I guess, and also attack. So let's use Massive Boulder as the attack. And I guess Heaving Swing is the move. Rumbling Advance would be nicer because it's a higher initiative or faster initiative. But I don't want... I want to make sure I still have the bottom half of Rumbling Advance available later to do damage with, I think. And the Tinkerer, I don't know, just play your last 2 cards. Seems okay. They're going to immobilize. Okay. Oh, the invisibility's not doing anything because I'm becoming visible again before they get a move. Very funny. Well, let's kill you. Or try anyway and stun you otherwise. Fine. So now we're just not really suffering much damage here. And I'm going to go get the treasure chest. Burning this card and also getting the experience. Isn't that nice? So, Magma Pit. So this is, I think, a random side quest, basically. That we've made available. So let's just grab all... Oh no, hang on. Attack first. Turns out I stunned the wrong person, maybe. Now grab all the loot. Yum, 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 yum. Cragheart's gonna have a tough time getting... oh, I forgot to discard a card. It wouldn't matter, I guess, because I burned something. Mind Thief gets no more turns. So, you know, we're kind of greeding out here. But I don't think we're getting punished. Kind of think we should just not attack this guy. So I want to be able to get his gold after it dies. How'd the other characters do on their combat goals? I can no longer... Oh yeah, 10 out of 13. Unlucky. Tinkerer... Oh no, lost too much HP. So if anyone's going to get through their combat goals, it's going to have to be the Cragheart. Well, good luck. I think he can do it. Sort of. Short rest. Get back to that card you played last turn to move more. Right? Because don't you have... Yeah, you have a move 4 and you have a ranged attack. So that's what I want to burn. And I want a slow ranged attack and move. And the Tinkerer can also short rest. Sure. And try to kill a little bit more quickly. Okay, and so you get to play out till the end of the round, in which you... Boy, the Cragheart never even got this Retaliate thing to go off at all. He still has all 6 charges. That's kind of sad. I thought he would be tanking some of these skeletons, but the Mind Thief just sort of inserted into the middle there and stopped the whole thing, the whole fight from happening. So there you go. That's a mission of Gloomhaven. I mean, I guess we get to look at the endgame screen.
With the last bandit dead, you take a moment to catch your breath and steel yourself against the visions of living remains ripping at your flesh. Your target is not among the dead, and you shudder to think what horrors still await you in the catacombs below.
So I'm kind of surprised that the Cragheart was the one who managed to make it. I thought the Tinkerer had the much easier quest, or personal combat goal. And then it like shows you a breakdown of what happened, like who was doing all the damage, the Cragheart and the Mind Thief. Weirdly, the Tinkerer was the one who killed all the enemies, though. I'm not sure how that ended up happening. I guess the Tinkerer was not a slouch on damage either. Huh. Okay, well, you know, they all were cool. Everybody got 5 or more gold. Very nice. And about 10 experience. Sure. So the reward for a personal combat goal is a perk point. And every time you collect 3 perk points, you get to allocate a perk to make your character's modifier deck better. You can remove -1s from it, add +1s. You can do character-specific stuff. You know, like, I assume the Cragheart can add Immobilize or something to his deck, or Stun or something, I don't know. So there's a linked quest. We can continue to this quest, which is sort of conceptually deeper in the crypt we were just in, basically, I think. Or we can just go back to town. There's nothing to do in town, so I would continue on, but I'm not going to do that in this episode. Are we going to have another episode? Who knows? It seems like it went fine, but I'm going to review the tapes and find out. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little intro to Gloomhaven. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.